very good evening and thank you for joining GBS News at 9. My name is Stephen George and our sign language interpreter tonight is Ivy Kamau. We have a lot lined up for you tonight, but first, here are the highlights.
We received some complaints of a surveyor who was duping the public of being an advocate, drawing pleadings, especially conveyancing pleadings, that is sale agreement, transfer agreements and whatnot.
Fake advocate nabbed in Siaya County as LSK and police conduct sting operation. Albert Ojwang death probe continues as Nairobi Central Police Station OCS Samson Talam arrested over the incident.
He was recklessly and aggressively manhandled. That was unacceptable.
Lunch break turned nightmare at Ahmedabad Hospital as a plane crashes, leading to death and destruction in India.
It's a dream come true. I'm very happy and proud of myself for being here. I can't wait to show my game to Real Madrid fans.
Real Madrid unveiled Trent Alexander-Arnold and the England star signs a 6-year deal. President William Ruto this morning presided over the public destruction of more than 6,000 illegal firearms recovered by security agencies between 2022 and 2025. Speaking at the 20th commemoration of Regional Center on Small Arms and Destruction of Illicit Small Arms and Light Weapons in Ngong, Kajiado County, the president noted that the majority of weapons were voluntarily surrendered by the public who responded positively to amnesty programs and community disarmament campaigns.
We will not allow violence to take root in our communities, and we remain firmly committed to disarming those who threaten our peace and to strengthen the safety and security of every citizen. I am encouraged to note that a majority of the firearms being destroyed today were voluntarily surrendered by the public who responded positively to our amnesty programs and community disarmament campaigns. A significant number was also recovered through diligent efforts of our security agencies during targeted operations. I commend both our security agencies and responsible citizens and communities, including religious and community leaders, whose civic mindedness and patriotism have made this national milestone possible. Because of their efforts, our families, communities, and the nation is safe. The government's commitment to safeguarding the lives of Kenyans as enshrined in our Constitution continues to guide our actions in combating the proliferation of illicit arms. This engagement is further demonstrated by our engagement with regional, continental, and global partners through diplomatic and security frameworks. Our efforts to recover illicit small arms and light weapons are aligned with the African Union's Silencing of the Guns by 2030 initiative, led by the Regional Center on Small Arms and Light Weapons. While this target remains work in progress, I am proud to affirm that Kenya has made commendable strides towards that vision. The fact that many Kenyans have voluntarily surrendered illegal firearms is a strong indication that our peace and security strategy.
First Lady Mama Rachel Ruto marked this year's International Albinism Awareness Day by attending a special event in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County. The occasion aimed to raise awareness and promote the rights of individuals living with albinism. During the ceremony, Mama Rachel Ruto emphasized the importance of embracing diversity and ensuring that persons with albinism are treated with dignity and respect. She highlighted the significant contributions of individuals with albinism to society and called for an end to the stigma and discrimination they often face. The First Lady also acknowledged the progress made over the years, including the enactment of supportive policies and initiatives aimed at improving the lives of persons with albinism. The event served as a reminder of the ongoing efforts required to ensure that persons with albinism enjoy equal rights and opportunities. Both Mama Rachel Ruto and Governor Jonathan Bill reaffirmed their commitment to fostering an inclusive society where all individuals, regardless of their condition, are valued and supported.
Of killing us. We have lost over 600 people with albinism in Africa. 600 over the years. And so we need to stop that by having an AU special envoy. We have the UN independent expert, a lady from Zambia. Previously we had Ike Iro from Nigeria. Kenya is really the leader in this regard. Now, back home here, we can see, like SHA now, we created a small fund within the fund to take care of skin cancer treatment. But I'm very happy now because Taifa Care, ama ukipenda SHA, sasa inalipia skin cancer treatment ya watu wenye albinism.
I believe it's vital that we continue to advocate for changes that uplift everyone, particularly those who are often overlooked. Whether it's through policy changes, community initiatives, or simply raising awareness, each of us has a role to play in fostering an inclusive environment. By prioritizing inclusion, we can build a stronger, more compassionate nation that celebrates diversity and empowers all individuals to participate fully in society. Ladies and gentlemen, our children, neighbors, and colleagues living with albinism all contribute richly to our communities and deserve a Kenya that champions inclusivity and fairness. It is essential that they have the opportunity to learn without fear, advance in their workplaces based on their merit, and feel fully accepted and embraced.
Moving on swiftly, a woman posing as a lawyer was arrested in Siaya Town during a sting operation by the Law Society of Kenya and the police officers. The suspect, a private land surveyor, was found preparing legal documents without a license following complaints from the public. The Law Society of Kenya said the operation is part of ongoing crackdown on fake advocates, especially those targeting vulnerable people like widows. Officials also warned licensed lawyers against supporting such illegal activities. Here are more on the details.
A coordinated sting operation carried out by the Law Society of Kenya and police officers in Siaya Town has led to the arrest of a woman suspected of posing as a licensed advocate. The suspect, a private land surveyor, was apprehended today evening following public complaints of fraudulent legal activity.
It is unfortunate upon this day, we are finding ourselves here in Siaya County, actually right now outside the Siaya police station, because we received some complaints of a surveyor who was duping the public of being an advocate, drawing pleadings, especially conveyancing pleadings, that is sale agreement, transfer agreements and whatnot. Yet, that is not the purview of surveyors. So we came in today and we confirmed that she's been doing this for the past few years. We've been able to nab her and we've just arraigned her here at the police station. Her statements and the due process of the law will take course.
The operation was spearheaded by the Law Society Kenya Council member Teresia Wavinya, Nicholas, and the Western Kenya Region Chairperson Grace Otieno. The suspect was reportedly found preparing legal documents ranging from pleading to land sale and transfer forms without any legal mandate to do so. she was swiftly taken to the Siaya police station, where she is expected to face charges related to impersonation and unauthorized legal practice.
This is my plea to the members of the public. When you go to the chambers of an advocate and you want services of an advocate, first thing first, confirm that indeed this person is an advocate. First thing we can confirm, if you have a smartphone, you can go to your Google. Then you can search LSK advocates. It will give you search engine for the advocates where you can actually key in the names of the purported advocate who is supposed to serve you. From there, you will be able to see if indeed the name of that advocate is within the database of the Law Society as a recognized advocate. If they are not, we will urge you do not proceed with that transaction. Go and report in the nearest police station, because now we are working with the police so that we be able to ensure the publics are not going to be duped by these masqueraders who are taking their money, who are stealing from them, and who are above all tarnishing the name of advocates.
The Law Society of Kenya officials emphasized the need for vigilance among the public, advising citizens to verify the credentials of any advocate they engage. They also pledged to intensify the crackdown on unlicensed practitioners, especially in rural areas where unsuspecting individuals, often widows and vulnerable landowners, are most at risk. With 4 similar arrests already made in Siaya County over the past year, the society reaffirmed its commitment to cleansing the legal field of impersonators and restoring public trust in the profession.
In Siaya County, because we have received several complaints from members of the public, because we have people who are posing as advocates, drawing documents, and especially the ones that pertain to land issues. They draw documents, they take money from members of the public, and then when the case goes to court, you find that probably they have challenges and they are not able to trace these people. That is why the Law Society has come out today to ensure that we want to have offices, advocates offices, which are known and being manned by advocates who are licensed.
Beatrice Wangoi, GBS News.
Now to our GBS Weekly edition of Boomerang. The Boomerang captain and pilot Victor Uduny has not disappointed the fans. Well and creatively packaged episodes not only from Kenya but also from across the border, just to make you ponder, wonder and crack your ribs.
Habari. Habari yako.
From Habari Yako to Hi Makuzo.
Hi Makuzo.
Welcome to the Boomerang edition this Friday. I am your captain and pilot, Victor Uduny.
Hi cousins. Sisi ni makazini. Kweli ama uongo? Hi cousins. Hi cousins. Hi cousins.
Dwale, ni aje historia Makuzo?
Hii maneno ya cousins musisikize.
Cousins wapendane wasipendane.
You are also Prezo. Can you weigh in on this new tribe? So you are also Prezo.
Na aliposema nyinyi Wakamba ni cousins wetu,
wale
wa Masai walikuwa wasimama hapo walifikiria namna gani?
Cousins watafute serikali pamoja wasitafute.
Wanasema ati nyinyi Wakamba ni cousins. Cousins tangu lini wewe? Cousins wa ina gani? Na wewe mwenyewe wakati umekuwa katika position au kukuja hapa kusaidia vikundi cousins wako, vile huyu deputy president amekuja hapa na rais wetu.
Cousins wasikane wafukuze Kasongo wasimfukuze.
Si maneno ya utoto na uchochezi. Sasa wewe wakati umekuwa na position, pesa ambayo yote umeaccumulate, umefanya umenunua mahoteli. Wakamba umewaambia wafai. Umesema hawana shares. Umesema sijui kura sijui milioni 1 itawapeleka wapi Wakamba. Umeongea, umezungumza mambo toxic, mambo machafu kuhusu hii jamii ya Wakamba.
Harambee!
They're asking you to say one term.
One term. One term.
And from the ground.
Ground inasemaje? Wewe Ruto. Wewe Kasongo. Wewe Arap Mashamba. Wewe muongo. Wewe mwizi. Wewe Kasongo.
For sure, Kenya needs a national repentance.
We have got to have a national repentance in Kenya.
Hear our politicians when they hear about repentance. The word of God, anathema to them.
We have got to have a national repentance in Kenya.
Boomerang finds itself at the Senate, where a teacher meets the student.
Mr. Speaker, Senator Cherargei was my student. I taught him not one subject, not two subjects, more than two subjects.
You must hear both sides of the story, Mr. Speaker. In fact, when I was in school, he never taught me.
Yes, teacher. How about his performance?
Mr. Speaker, his performance was below average.
He was among the librarians in the law school that I was there, Mr. Speaker. And even the allegations is that he was doing STGs in some of the classrooms, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I really want that matter to be put to rest. Because the clients, a number of clients, including the great fathers of Nandi, have never slept throughout the night. Because they know me as one of the brilliant, hard-working, top-performing senators of this Republic of Kenya, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, he has no legitimacy at all, Mr. Speaker, to question my competence or performance. Mr. Speaker, if performance is anything to go by, anyone else can assess my performance, not Senator Cherargei, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, sir, kindly save the student from the wrath of the teacher.
As they say in Catholic, sema neno moja tu na roho yangu itapona. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now to Kampala. They call it there Champala, Uganda. And President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is missing something in old age.
You can see a real partying mood, parties in Museveni's state house. After moving around celebrating these unnecessary days, they are also in weddings. At 80, Museveni putting on a suit and the wife at 75 putting on a gown that they missed a wedding when they were young. We missed a wedding when we were young, and now there must be a wedding. And all government people with the red number plates in Ntungamo spending public resources.
The kids also celebrate.
The children are also celebrating birthdays. So there is a real partying mood in the State House under Museveni and his wife, something that they have discovered in old age, that we missed life. They have gone to attend Mr. Museveni's wedding at 8.
So
we now must begin enjoying ourselves. So the whole country continues to wallow in poverty. The head of state thinks about a party.
And what a better way to wrap up the Boomerang edition this weekend than with Kasongo waxing musical.
One waonge wasi wasi. One waonge watch. One wachodho mana teach. Alisema hakusema. Nirudie. One waonge wasi wasi. One waonge watch. One wachodho mana teach.
But do I say? That's the Boomerang edition this Friday. I'm your Boomerang captain and pilot, Victor Udun.
Asante sana.
A stellar report there by our very own Victor Udun. Albert Ojwang, the 31-year-old political blogger who died in Nairobi, has become the center of a high-profile investigation amid public outrage and protest. Constable James Mukwana, stationed at Nairobi Central Police Station, was arrested and arraigned in court on charges linked to Ojwang's death. Investigators allege Mukwana was involved in planning and executing the assault that led to Ojwang's death and tampering CCTV footage to conceal evidence. He remains in custody pending a bail hearing scheduled for 20th of June. Susan Nganga with more on this developing story.
As the nation now demands answers after the tragic death of 31-year-old political blogger Albert Ojwang, who died in police custody, the spotlight now shines brightly on Constable James Mukwana, a Nairobi officer now in custody facing charges linked to Ojwang's death. Investigators allege Mukwama was involved in not only the brutal assault, but also a brazen attempt to cover it up, tampering with crucial CCTV footage. He remained behind bars, awaiting a bail hearing on June 20th. Leading this high-stakes probe is IPOA. They've interrogated 23 individuals, including 17 police officers, and 5 officers are already suspended, a clear sign of the gravity of this investigation. IPOA has demanded access to call records and location data for 17 phone numbers, hoping to unearth the truth behind this chilling incident between June 4th and 8th.
On the arrest, we have arrested 2 police officers, and that is the OCS Central Police Station, CI Talam, and the D2 officer, the sentry guard, the person who was in charge of the cell. We also arrested 1 civilian. This is a person who was called to come and dismantle the CCTV.
According to pathologists, Ojwang died from blunt force trauma, neck compression, and multiple soft tissue injuries, not suicide, as initially claimed by the police. From Nairobi streets, protesters demand the resignation of Deputy Police Chief Eliud Lagat, the very official who lodged the complaint that led to Ojwang's arrest.
Examine the whole the pattern of the injuries, especially on the head, the bleeds, the hematoma that are found on the head. Hitting against a blunt substance, a wall, would have a particular pattern, a frontal bleeds. But the bleeds that we found on the scalp, on the skin of the head, was partially spread on all aspects, including the face, the sides of the head, and also the back of the head. When we tie up together with other injuries that are well spread in the body, including the upper limbs and the trunk, then this is unlikely to be self-inflicted injury.
Even President William Ruto has publicly acknowledged a grim reality. Albert Ojwang died at the hands of the police, vowing swift action against rogue officers. This has shed light on the ongoing police brutality witnessed in Kenya. Susan Nganga, GBS News, Nairobi.
It is time for us to take a short break. Keep your feedback streaming on the social media platform at GBS TV Africa. We'll be right back.
But what is the problem? The problem, people don't want to hear the voice of Jesus, and they don't want to live through the voice of Jesus. But most of the time, people are living their life of struggling. The people who died before receiving Jesus Christ, the people who died in sin, those people, they will go to the judgment, they will go to the fire, and those people will say that they are dead because they will face the second death, which is the hellfire. People without knowing this, people think that, no, I should do something. No, I need to do something. Why? Because they don't know exact heart of God. They don't know exact will of God. And through this, God allowed His goodness. God allowed the problems in our life. And when God allowed this goodness leads us to
what a single lady will teach a man is what a lady can do. And therefore, the many men that we have today, you know, they have no father figures to copy from, or even a father figure to tell. So even when they get into marriage, they will look like babies of the, you know, of their wives, because they have been taken care of by women. So to save the next generation, I think that is the question. If you are a mother, you know, and you have a son It doesn't matter whether you're a single lady or what. You just need to get a mentor for this son.
Today is all about models. So girl Alison, you tuned into Art Club, the best art show in the whole of East Africa.
My name is Abigail Paula, but on my socials I go with Peaches Paula. Yeah. I did procurement and logistics.
How do you deal with those negative comments? I'm a rejection.
Yeah.
How do you advise me?
But the heaviness of it, rejection is redirection.
Now you are crowned Miss Kenya UK.
Yeah.
Lakini before we get there, I want to know your journey towards that title.
Started with Miss Freshers.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I ended up being the first runners-up.
Everywhere, GBS.
And welcome back now. Kenya's Prime CS and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Musalia Mudavadi, is making headlines at the China-Africa Film Week. Speaking at the grand opening, Mudavadi reflected on the timeless power of cinema, calling it one of the most powerful tools of communication. But the celebration is about more than just cinematic brilliance. The China-Africa Film Week stands as a testament to the deepening ties between Africa and China. It is a creative space where emerging filmmakers from both regions connect, exchange ideas, and co-create bold new narrative stories that reflect our realities, ambitions, and shared humanity. During his visit to the Malaysian Video Cultural and Creative Industrial Park, Mudavadi witnessed firsthand how China's creative industry blends culture and technology. He emphasized the importance of such collaborations, saying they offer Kenya's youths new opportunities and a global stage for authentic African stories.
10几年前啊，所以回到长沙是非常开心、非常幸福的事儿。尤其这次和中非这么多热爱电影的Salam Abojali, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the International Corporation of Somalia, Mr. Frank Ajaba, Ambassador of Banning to China. 5, 4, ，Thank you all very much.
Nigerians yesterday marked 26 years of uninterrupted democracy, a milestone that should be a cause for celebration. But instead, the day was overshadowed by widespread protests across major cities like Lagos and Abuja. Citizens gathered under the End Bad Governance hashtag movement, expressing frustration over soaring inflation, the rising cost of living, and concerns about the state of democracy. Despite memories of last year's deadly crackdown, this year's demonstrations remained largely peaceful.
Nigeria commemorated 26 years of uninterrupted democratic governance. However, the occasion was marked by widespread protests in major cities like Lagos and Abuja.
And we want to tell Nigerians that the system has failed us, the system has failed everybody.
Nigerian citizens are not happy. We are not okay with what they are doing. I'm here to tell the government that we are hungry. Our ports are empty. We cannot afford electricity. We cannot afford transportation. Everything is high.
Citizens rallied under the hashtag End Bad Governance movement, voicing concerns over the escalating cost of living, soaring inflation, and what they perceive as the erosion of democratic freedoms.
We need change in this country. Not this one, they are come on change, as in real change of governance. That's what we need in Nigeria.
The reason why the democracy has not been interrupted is because the people are peaceful. The people are understanding. Know that there is democracy.
Activists including Hassan Taiwo argue that the government's economic policies have exacerbated hardship, with many Nigerians struggling to afford basic necessities.
There is no democracy in Nigeria. 26 years after democracy was supposedly restored, we can see that all of the freedoms that a people in a democratic country ought to enjoy not exist in Nigeria. Because there's hardly any regime that you look at over the past 26 years that you are not going to see different signs of failure of democratic institutions. Whether you are talking about the legislature or you are talking about the judiciary.
Despite the largely peaceful nature of this year's demonstrations, memories of the violent crackdown on similar protests in August last year, which resulted in at least 24 deaths, remain fresh.
So many times, the government of the day keep on using police security to silence the demands of the people.
Security forces maintained a visible presence during the recent protests, though no major incidents were reported. In contrast, pro-government supporters emphasized the significance of Democracy Day as a symbol of progress. While acknowledging ongoing challenges, they urged the nation to celebrate the achievements of the past 25 years.
We are happy what Mr. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu has done to the people of the Niger Delta. So we are here to say thank you to Mr. President.
When we look at things going on in Nigeria, we know that His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been doing well in Nigeria. He has empowered the youth. He has took it upon himself to build Nigeria. And we, the youth of Nigeria, and we, the youth of Southeast, and the youth of Imo State, we have decided to support him.
As Nigeria reflects on its democratic journey, citizens and leaders alike are calling for renewed commitment to the principles of accountability, transparency, and inclusivity. Elvin Muyodi, GBS News.
Following the tragic plane crash at a hospital in Ahmedabad leading to death and destruction in India yesterday, our GBS senior reporter Victor Uduny compiles the following report from the ground to show us an in-depth analysis of what unfolded.
Dear viewer, let us have a look at what unfolded from the ground at a civil hospital in Ahmedabad in India yesterday. As you can see, these are the wheels of the plane that crashed, the Air India Flight 171. And these are the students bedding in their hostels. This is where the students had sat to enjoy their lunch. Bloodshed all over. Student staff are shown here. Police are trying to clear the mess and protect it for further investigation. Enough evidence that somebody was eating here. Just have a look at the cafeteria. Bloodstains on the bedding. This is the remnant of the plane that crashed here 30 seconds after takeoff. The building just had to cave in. This is India's Prime Minister Indira Modi at the site. Indeed, this is a story of a loss, fate, and the fragile 30 seconds that changed everything. Reporting for GBS TV from the Ahmedabad in India, I'm Victor Uduny.
An Air India passenger plane bound for London Gatwick with more than 240 people on board has crashed shortly after takeoff from the northwestern Indian city of Ahmedabad. Air India Flight 171, a Boeing 7878, also known as a Dreamliner, issued a mayday call to air traffic control after takeoff. According to the flight radar website, signal was lost seconds after takeoff when the plane had reached a height of 625 feet. Susan Nganga with more.
On Thursday, an Air India flight bound for London Gatwick crashed in India, resulting in one of the deadliest aviation disasters in a decade. Of the 290 people on board, only one survivor has been confirmed. Ramesh, a 40-year-old British national traveling with his brother after visiting family in India. According to police and multiple media reports, the survivor was seated near an emergency exit, seat 11A, when the crash occurred. He managed to escape the wreckage by jumping out through the emergency exit door. Speaking from his hospital bed, Ramesh recounted to the Indian media. Footage circulated on social media and Indian news channels showed a man in blood-stained white shirt and dark pants limping and being assisted by a medic. He had visible bruises and a goatee matching images of Ramesh in the hospital. When bystanders asked about other passengers, he replied, "They are all inside." Ramesh's family in Britain confirmed contact with him, but had received no news about his brother, who was seated in a different row.
I don't know. Like I said, I can't say anything about that.
Yeah. What was it like hearing that he's okay?
Yeah, at least the family's happy that he's okay, but we're still upset about the other brother. Just not my cousin, he's also one of my best friends as well. So I'm feeling upset.
And am I right in thinking that Vishwas, was he married? He had a child?
Yeah, he's got one child.
So he's got a wife and he's got a child?
Yeah.
A little boy or girl?
Yeah, boy.
Little boy?
Yeah.
And he's here?
Yeah, they are here.
How are his wife and child doing?
I don't know, I've not seen them yet. I've not met them. I know. Everyone is upset about it. Yeah.
Police indicated that while Ramesh is the only confirmed survivor so far, rescue operations continue and there remains a possibility of finding additional survivors among those hospitalized. The aircraft crashed in a residential areas, striking a medical college hostel near the airport during lunchtime. The disaster claimed more than 290 lives, including some on the ground, making it the world's worst aviation accident in a decade.
May their souls rest in peace. It is time for us to take a short break. Keep your feedback streaming into social media platform at GBS TV Africa. The SMS line is 21144. We'll be right back.
Mahali ambapo nakukaribisha tena kwa mpigo tena zaidi kila siku ya Jumamosi. Unazidi kuungana nasi.
Ukiangalia Real Betis walianza kwa moto sana.
Ndani ya Sports Sugu, mahali ambapo tunakuelimisha na tunakujuza mengi kuhusiana na mambo ya kandanda. Sababu hapa nchini Kenya, ligi kuu nchini Uingereza, mahali ambapo ni Hispaniola, Ujerumani, Ureno, kila kitu inakuwa iko swadakta kabisa.
And the question of the day is, can you survive without internet?
Ngumu, plus kwa chile hizo story tu zote zikupite ni ngori.
Niwaambie ukweli. Like hii ni kama kuambia mtu mwenye alikuwa amezoea kushindana nguo, mwambie toa nguo ushinde uchi. Hiyo huku atriki kwa sababu sasa like ilikuwa imekuingia kwa kichwa kabisa.
Sasa unaweza kaa holi ya bila simu.
kuspendi most of the time kwa simu. Also you need to run skills. So nilikutana na later hapa nikapo-apply huko. And then I started learning skills. Digital skills.
Yes, hadi siku mbili haiwezi.
Kwa wiki naachilia hata kama ni siku mbili ama sometimes na extend to wiki mzima. Napata shiki simu yangu.
Everywhere, GBS.
And welcome back. Israel has struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear missile and military complex in an unprecedented attack that reportedly killed 2 of Iran's top military commanders and plunges the wider Middle East into dangerous new territory. The strikes on Iran's nuclear program and senior military leaders could be a turning point in the long-running conflict as Israel braced for a major Iranian retaliation. Here's more of the story.
Moments ago, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They've backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons. In recent years, Iran has produced enough highly enriched uranium for 9 atom bombs. 9. In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before, steps to weaponize this enriched uranium. And if not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival. 80 years ago, the Jewish people were the victims of a Holocaust perpetrated by the Nazi regime. Today, the Jewish state refuses to be a victim of a nuclear Holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime. Now, as Prime Minister, I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight, Israel backs those words with action. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear weaponization program. We targeted Iran's main enrichment facility in Natanz. We targeted Iran's leading nuclear scientists working on the Iranian bomb. We also struck at the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program. Last year, Iran fired 300 ballistic missiles at Israel. Each of these missiles carries a ton of explosives and threatens the lives of hundreds of people. Soon, those missiles could carry a nuclear payload, threatening the lives not of hundreds, but of millions. Iran is gearing up to produce 10,000 of those ballistic missiles within 3 years. Now just imagine 10,000 tons of TNT landing on a country the size of New Jersey. This is an intolerable threat. It too must be stopped. Iran is now working on what it calls the new plan to destroy Israel. You see, the old plan failed. Iran and its proxies tried to encircle Israel with a ring of fire and to attack us with the horrible attack of October 7th. But the people of Israel, the soldiers of Israel, rose like lions to defend our country. We crushed Hamas, we devastated Hezbollah, we hit Iranian proxies in Syria and Yemen. And when Iran directly attacked us twice last year, we struck back inside Iran itself. Yet in defending ourselves, we also defend others. We defend our Arab neighbors. They too have suffered from Iran's campaign of chaos and carnage. Our actions against Iran's proxy Hezbollah led to the establishment of a new government in Lebanon and the collapse of Assad's murderous regime in Syria. The peoples of those two countries now have a chance for a different future, a better future. So too do the brave people of Iran, and I have a message for them. Our fight is not with you. Our fight is with the brutal dictatorship that has oppressed you for 46 years. I believe that the day of your liberation is near. And when that happens, the great friendship between our two ancient peoples will flourish once again. I want to assure the civilized world, we will not let the world's most dangerous regime get the world's most dangerous weapons.
California Senator Alex Padilla was forcibly removed from security guards on Thursday as he attempted to interrupt a Los Angeles press conference by DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, who was discussing President Trump's administration response to the ongoing demonstrations in the California city over Trump's immigration raids and mass deportation efforts.
California Senator Alex Padilla was forcefully removed from the Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's press briefing in Los Angeles, handcuffed by the officers as he tried to speak about the immigration raids that have led to protests in the city and parts of America over the past 1 week. The action caused a tense moment.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the Secretary.
Hands behind your back.
If you let my hands go, I put them behind my back.
He condemned the action.
If this is how the Department of Homeland Security responds to a senator with a question, you can only imagine what they're doing to farm workers, to cooks, to day laborers out in the Los Angeles community.
But for Noem,
I wish that he would have reached out and identified himself and let us know who he was and that he wanted to talk. His approach, was something that I don't think was appropriate at all.
Back in Washington, D.C., lawmakers reacted.
He was recklessly and aggressively manhandled. That was unacceptable.
Democrats have marched across the American Capitol to put pressure on their Republican colleagues to respond.
I think the senator's actions, my view is it was wildly inappropriate. You don't charge a sitting cabinet secretary, and everybody can draw their own conclusion.
A federal judge in California had blocked President Trump's move to deploy the National Guard in Los Angeles, ruling that the White House must return the control of the California National Guard to Governor Newsom. Trump's team appealed the ruling. From the American city of California, I'm Victor Udun.
Oil prices surged and global stocks tumbled Friday after Israel launched a surprise military strike on Iranian nuclear and military facilities, igniting fears of broader conflict in the Middle East. Brent crude spiked over 10%, while safe haven assets like gold and Swiss franc climbed as investors fled riskier markets. U.S. futures pointed sharply lower, and Asian indices saw widespread losses in earlier trading.
Don't like it. The oil prices have gone up just a little bit over the last few days. I was going to call it just really start screaming at you. Are we okay? Nothing wrong, right? It's going to keep going down a little bit, right?
Well, it's time for your most favorite segment of the show, the Sports News. Let's get sporty. Real Madrid have officially introduced their newest signing, and it's his name across Europe know well, England international Trent Alexander-Arnold has joined the Spanish Giants after leaving Liverpool. The club where he rose to stardom, the 26-year-old right-back now begins a new chapter in Madrid and will be eligible to play as early as next week in the Club World Cup. Our sports reporter Elvis Muyodi reports.
Trent Alexander-Arnold has been officially unveiled as a Real Madrid player, signing a 6-year contract and taking the number 12 shirt. The 26-year-old England international arrived in the Spanish capital with his family, calling the move a dream come true.
Signing for a club like Real Madrid doesn't happen every day. It's a dream come true. I'm very happy and proud of myself for being here. I can't wait to show my game to Real Madrid fans. I am aware that playing for Real Madrid is a great responsibility, but I'm ready to do my best for the team and the fans.
Madrid secured the right-back from Liverpool for a reported fee of up to $11.5 million, bringing him in early to feature in the Club World Cup. He will be available for Xabi Alonso's squad when they face Al Hilal next Wednesday in Miami. His signing follows that of young defender Dean Hudson, as Madrid looks to bolster a backline hit by injuries last season. With 354 appearances and 9 major trophies at Liverpool, including a Champions League and 2 Premier League titles, Alexander-Arnold brings elite experience and creativity. Now joining forces with Jude Bellingham and Kylian Mbappe, he becomes part of a Real Madrid side determined to return to the top after falling short last season. Elvin Muyodi, GBS Sports.
Well, we have come to the end of the news bulletin. It is always a pleasure having you on board. Let's do this next time. Same channel will make your news our business. My name is Stephen George, and our sign language interpreter tonight has been Ivy Kamau. Good night.
Everywhere, GBS.